Having the ability to daily meet many of our customers, hear them speak with their own voice, not just see their cursor move or look at analytics or stuff like that, talk to real people. What are their fears? What do they need? What is lacking? What makes them happy in terms of service? And having that is invaluable.
On this episode we're diving into the world of online eyewear with Guy Haimovitch, Chief Product Officer at GlassesUSA. Guy shares how his team is redefining the way people buy glasses online, combining cutting-edge AI, virtual try-ons, and same-day prescription fulfillment to build trust in a deeply personal category. We'll also explore how GlassesUSA brings a highly physical personal product like glasses into the online space, the strategies they use to reduce friction and build trust from virtual try-ons to extended trial periods, and a glimpse into the future, AI-driven optometry, 3D printed custom frames, and what 2026 holds for the industry. Let's dive in. Welcome to another episode of the E-commerce Toolbox Experts Perspective. Joining us today, we have Guy, who's the Chief Product Officer of GlassesUSA. Welcome, Guy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So we have a lot of really cool topics on the docket today, AI, personalization. I mean, you're in a really interesting category that I actually think you need to innovate a bit more than if you're selling diapers. So maybe talk to us a bit about your career journey and how you ended up in your role as we look to kick things off.
For sure. So I started originally as a developer. I'm self-taught. Before even high school, I started learning coding and eventually graduated to create my own company together with a friend. It was a lead collection company related to the moving industry in the United States. And during that process, I realized that much more than I enjoy coding, I enjoy the product things. I don't even think product manager was a real mainstream term back then. It was around 2004, maybe. Around that time, I realized that I really enjoyed the user experience and analyzing data and all that things. And from there on, I moved to work for Sears at their innovation center. Sears was a huge corporation, few 100,000 employees, including their stores and whatever. And they really needed to innovate. So they created like an external mini organization that helped them innovate and add personalization, machine learning, and stuff like that the bigger organization couldn't, work on, iterate quickly enough on. From there, I did several other roles, but I think that the most relevant for this podcast would be my current position at Optimax or GlassesUSA, in which I lead the product department as a CPO. And this is where we are today.
Very cool. Talk to us a bit about how it's like leading product teams in different industries and maybe what drew you to retail. I know you've been obviously with Sears, you were in retail, but I'm curious, like you're in some other industries as well, like moving, you had mentioned. So how'd you end up in why retail, I guess is more so my question.
Right. So I've been to marketing related industries and moving and gaming and many other things throughout my career. I think what led me to retail and e-commerce in specific was the fact that there is no like gray areas. What value you provide to your users. They want the product, they're willing to pay for it, they get it, a physical product. They say whether they're happy or not. It's the simplicity of it and understanding the value that you provide to your users is magical to me. I'm really happy and I can go to sleep well at night knowing that I do well with the products that I sell. For example, in GlassesUSA, when my kids ask me what I do, so I tell them I help people see and look better. So this is like the products that I'm selling. And it's really easy to understand what your position is, what your job is as an advocate for the users, the business, and understanding the relationships. It's magical for me. It's the simplicity of it.
And like, if you look at the product adoption lifecycle of e-com, I would say the early adopters are things that are a bit less personal to buy, right? Something you've bought before, maybe toilet paper, kind of things like that. And as you get more into like a deep and personal thing like glasses, right? Maybe talk to us a bit about how you had to maybe think from a product standpoint on bringing something that is very deeply physical online. Like, it seems a bit kind of counterintuitive. So yeah, maybe talk to us a bit about that and how that intersects with like technology and innovation on the site.
So if you look at the current status of this industry today, there's around 10 to 15% penetration rate, meaning 10 to 15% of glasses are bought online. This is a relatively low number comparing to all the other fields you mentioned. Let's say it was like fashion 10 years ago when people say, who buys fashion online? Maybe 10 or even more. And today it's like obvious. So I think the difference with glasses, there are several differences. I think first and foremost is the health aspect of it, because it's not only fashion. There's a lot to do with understanding prescription and various technical terms. Second of all, it's related to improving on your most important sense. So it's not smell, it's not taste, it's not hear, it's your vision. This is by far humans' most important sense. Without it, we're kind of lost. So getting the trust of a person to put this thing on their eyes and trust us with the way they see, getting to that trust is a big challenge. And another challenge is in terms of fashion. Even when you buy a shoe looks on you the way it looks on somebody else. Not a lot of difference. A shoe, if you like the shoe and fits your size, that's about the consideration that you need to make, maybe the price. But in terms of glasses, it sits on your face, and even if it's by a few millimeters too big or too small, it's not going to fit well. It's going to pinch your nose. It's going to sit too low, too high. It's going to be too wide, too narrow. It's too many things. And this is only the fit. It's not even the style or whatever. It's your face. It's your most important fashion real estate. When I look at you right now, I look at your eyes. I don't look at your shoes. So again, they trust us again with this thing. When you go to a store and buy glasses offline, so the first thing you do is take a look at yourself in the mirror. How does it look like? Does it look good or not? And then that's not even enough. You're going to have to minimum ask the salesperson, does this look good? It's okay. Or you bring a friend or family to help you, or you send them, you take a photo of yourself and send it to them, because it's the risk is too high of not fitting, not having the right glasses. It's going to look weird. It's not like a shirt, not like pants, definitely not like shoes, definitely not like socks or underwear, so nobody sees. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we have to take into account. And regarding technology, so I think this is, by the way, this is the reason why I chose GlassesUSA. Because if you look at other e-commerce categories, in the last 15 years, not much have changed in terms of user experience. You have your homepage, category page, filters, search, checkout cart. It's pretty standard, whether it's your local store from down the block or Amazon. It's not much of a difference in scale and difference in so on. And even Amazon themselves, if you look at them, they didn't win through the user experience. They won through logistics and other aspects of the operations. But in glasses, it's different. This is why, for example, Amazon is not into prescription glasses. They're into almost everything else. They're doing TV. They're doing so many other things, but they still didn't get to prescription glasses. And the reason is it's a custom product, and it's a medical product, and there's so much complexity in it. So there's so many challenges, whether it's technology and whether it's regulation and getting the trust from users, and so many things that you need to solve. Still, none of our competitors solve all of them. All of us are pretty far from a perfect experience, but we're doing our best, and it's really an amazing journey.
If you're listening to the e-commerce toolbox, you're entitled to a podcast exclusive website audit. Go to noibu.com/podcast-audit for a free scan that uncovers the hidden friction blocking your conversions and shows you where you're leaking revenue.
What are some of your product bets to try and get penetration up from 15%? Like, how do you reduce the barrier of trust? I'm assuming you have the traffic. Like, I don't know what the conversion rate is on the website, but I'm assuming there's probably enough traffic on the website, right? And it's more of like, how do I get people to just kind of take the final step?
Yeah, so I think trust, you can break it down into several categories. So there's trust in our brand, and this we grew in various ways. TV ads are like more mass media, that not only when you look for glasses, but get to know us before. We've opened some retail stores in high profile areas across the States. And people who see these stores, they get to know the brand. It's not like some kind of vague internet entity. It's like a real company with real people, and it gets more trust. Within the website, when you first enter into the website, you see store locator. So when we experimented with this, we saw that just having this store locator on the website increased our conversion rates significantly. So just knowing that you have some offline entity, it really helps a lot. So that's one aspect of the trust, just trusting the brand. Another thing is trusting your ability to buy this thing online. It's not trivial. A lot of people until a couple of years ago I didn't even know you could buy glasses online. It was that far from, getting their trust. They didn't even know they could do it. So when they get there, we need to explain to them that we're responsible for the entire process. The assembly is happening in the United States. It's high quality products. We sell high quality brands, high quality lenses, and invest in that kind of internal marketing of our qualities. And then we get to the part of trusting yourself with a prescription. You get this table of numbers, letters, random. You have no idea what SPH, ADD, all this stuff means. You know that it's related to your vision, and if you don't see well, if you don't translate it well, you're not going to see well. You're not going to be able to read, to drive, and do many basic things. So we need to convince you that we know what this means. We know how to read your prescription because you upload a photo. Many things could go wrong between that photo, and so we're using, for example, AI to scan this thing in real time and translate it into a table and provide you with feedback on what your prescription means, what it means in terms of your recommended lenses and other things. So, for example, if you have a really minor eye issue, you can buy maybe the cheapest lens, no worries. But if you have like a high number that you need to adjust for, then buying that cheap lens is going to be like this thick, and it's gonna weigh like a pound and weigh on your face. So it's gonna look bad and feel bad. So we immediately tell you what you need. And we're entering into more like niche areas where we tell you, do you like to play golf? Maybe you need green light filtering to avoid saturating your green light receptors, or blue if you're using a digital screen, or you fly a plane, or you have a lot of blue light coming into your eyes. So it's so many things that you can adjust for. And then with these minor questions and explain them that, okay, we're the experts. We know to ask the right questions. We ask them simply so you can answer them. It's not this technical thing that you cannot deal with. This is what people thought at the beginning. So I think these two, and eventually like the service itself. So we're currently, I think, market leaders in terms of the amount of days that you're allowed to keep your glasses before having to return them or keep them, which is 45 days. So we realized that this could be an issue with people. So we provided them with the longest period that they have to try their glasses. For example, if you have multifocal or progressive lenses, it takes time to get used to it. So we tell them, take your time. It's not easy. Your eye, when you look here, that's one prescription, and when you look down, it's a different one. And it plays with your mind. So you need some time for your mind to adjust. And we tell them, you have all the time in the world. 45 days is more than enough. It should be 2 weeks, but we give you another month. So it's home trial for 45 days. You have really nothing to lose. You can return it at any time, no questions asked. And the fact that we can send it the next day. So you create a product that didn't exist. You just got your prescription. This product doesn't exist on the shelf. It's not something that just some robot can take off the shelf, push it, and so we give you this product in the next day with a prescription, unique product. There's almost no reason why not to do it. After counting all these things, so yeah, this is how we deal with it, and of course, your virtual try-on, which gives you a lot of trust in how it looks like, and that even that you chose the right frame because we fit it to your face based on your facial features, your skin tone, your hairstyle, and many other things to give you your perfect pair.
Oh, very cool. And I know that so obviously it makes sense. You de-risk the purchase, make sure it's the right frame, make sure it's the right prescription, provide a good return policy so people feel like that it's lower risk. What about once all those things are checked? Like I know that you like what needed operationally to go into order today, wear tomorrow. Like how did you guys make that a reality? Because I know that that's something that was important to you guys. But like, how do you get there profitably without sacrificing quality?
Right. So, first of all, we needed to open our own facility that can provide this customization. We have a facility in Atlanta, which sits around the middle of the United States, where it can easily ship through most major large cities. Second of all, we have the logistics of flagging these orders and expediting them throughout the entire process, whether it's the production or the shipping or in the last mile part, and knowing the eligibility, like what can we do? So once we have all these things, we know, okay, based on historical data, what can we do in one day? It's not going to be 100% of cases. And knowing to predict what kind of SKUs, like what sort of product we need to keep in this lab that we know people are going to ask for, and they need it immediately. Usually, it's not going to be sunglasses, for example. Sunglasses are not something that you need next day. Usually, it's more of a fashion thing, and you can still do your thing without prescription, non-prescription sunglasses. It's usually not that a major thing. It's probably not going to be readers because you can buy that at the local CVS if you need something. Or so we know what we need to have always available, so we can ship it quickly. And of course, your location and the day of the week where we are currently. So if it's like Friday afternoon, it's not going to be there next day. So playing around with many parameters and always knowing when you can meet that SLA and when you can't.
Very cool. And you touched on this a bit earlier, but how critical has it been for you guys to have physical retail, whether it's through kiosks or actual retail stores? And like, how does that build into the overall strategy?
So it really helps us with the various aspects of our business. As I said before, one of them is getting brand awareness and raising trust within this brand. So just walking in the mall and passing by our store already adds a few points to that trust meter. I know it's not just like an online entity that's I don't know what stands behind it. It's like real people. It's understanding people do need that sort of trust. So that's one aspect of it. But the other aspect is having the ability to daily meet many of our customers, hear them speak with their own voice, not just see their cursor move or look at analytics or stuff like that. Talk to real people. What are their fears? What do they need? What is lacking? What makes them happy in terms of service and so on? And having that is invaluable, so it's like having user interviews all the time and getting that feedback streaming from the stores to us, invaluable. So I think it's really helpful. And also in the store that we do try to innovate, not for the sake of innovation, but for the sake of bringing the best out of online and offline together. So for example, we have a smart mirror in the store where when you stand next to it with one of the products, you have like an NFC reading it and providing you reviews from the internet that you can see. So for example, you take a product, put it on your face, and when you move it next to the smart mirror, you see, oh, okay, this one got that review that many stars and so on, and a few things that people said about it online. So that, for example, small stuff like that. You also have virtual try-on in the store, because one of the disadvantages of having a store is you can maybe put 100, 200 product options in the store. Maybe the biggest offline stores at 200 different glasses. But for example, if you look at, I don't know, the Ray-Ban's top selling product, some kind of aviator sunglasses, they have maybe 40 colors. You're not going to use 200 out of the 200 possible frames, put 40 colors of the same sunglasses. So if you say, okay, I like this shape, but you have it in other colors. Yes, we do, but you like to see how they look on your face. You can't do that in just an offline store. So we currently have almost 20,000 SKUs on our website, and we use that in order to, again, provide you with that perfect match. You can't provide a perfect match with just 100 different products. It's hard to be perfect. You could be close to perfect, but when you have 20,000 to choose from, it gets much more accurate, price-wise, look-wise, whatever, comfort-wise. So blending the two online and offline is also valuable.
Makes sense. Guy, and as we look to wrap up, your team had kind of teased earlier that there's some big stuff coming in 26. Without getting into specifics, what are kind of some of the big things that you're thinking about going into 2026?
Yeah, so I think 2026 is probably going to be a crucial year for our industry for various reasons, but I think it's the singularity of technology and regulation that is going to reach their peak. So, for example, FDA is planned to approve online eye exams. So this is major change. For example, today you need to go offline for sure, get your prescription, and then you're offline and they tell you, hey, don't trust these people online. They don't know what they're doing. I'll take care of you. So these people don't even get online. But now, if you sit at the comfort of your home and do this eye exam, streamlined into the purchase, is, in 5 minutes, you can be with a new prescription and new glasses, and if everything is done right. So that is one thing. The other thing is, of course, LLMs and all the chatbots that are entering our lives. And with the help of them, imitate real life conversations with optometrists, but even better, it's like the optometrist of optometry. They know everything any optometrist ever said in the world and everything any customer ever said in the world. They mesh it up for a perfect conversation. They really match you up with the perfect product. You can see it on your face out of endless selection of products. You can share it with your friends immediately, get real-time feedback. And I think another thing that's coming, maybe not in 2026, but maybe in the next couple of years, is the ability to, so today we customize the lens, but we don't customize the frame. And I think that will change drastically in the next few years in terms of 3D printing. So if I look at your face now with the new cameras that we have and LiDARs and whatever, and analyze your face in 3D, I can really create a perfect match. I can create it. I can do something that fits you with perfection and have AI, retest it and reevaluate and say, oh yeah, this is the perfect frame for him. Generate the frame model in 3D, put it on your face, reevaluate, say, does this look good? It looks good. Send it to your friends, immediately generate the product, and even send it to you the next day with a new prescription, with everything. So I think this is going to be a game changer for our industry, and we'll push it forward. Just.
It's funny you say that. Actually, I lost my prescription glasses 2 years ago, and I haven't replaced them yet. And I know it's something I need to do, and it's just, to your point, there's like friction. It's like I need to get a new exam, and I need to book that, and they're open 9 to 5, so I need to pick a day that I'm going to sacrifice half the day to get glasses, and then I have to go pick them up. And I don't even know how to get my insurance info. Maybe I'm just a clueless consumer, but I'm assuming and then I'm like, okay, well, is this insurance? Is it not? Where's my card? So there's a lot of friction. It's actually very interesting. I never really thought of it like that, but no, it's a really cool.
And just so you know, the technology already exists. It already exists in Europe. The only reason it's not available in the States is the FDA approval. So this is only a matter of regulation. And once we have that, we're there, you know?
You guys sold me. Well, this was an awesome episode. Yeah, I really appreciate it. And yeah, let me know if you have anything else that you want to cover. But I think we'll sign off for today. And thanks so much for joining the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
The e-commerce toolbox Expert Perspectives is brought to you by Noibu. To find out more about Noibu and how we can help you debug your e-commerce site and rocket your revenue, visit www.noibu.com. That's Noibu.com. And then make sure to search for the e-commerce toolbox Expert Perspectives on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else podcasts are found, and click subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. On behalf of the team here at Noibu, thanks for listening.